Hey guys, Artosis here, and I am going to be bringing you right now some more of the RISS Remastered TV Invitational StarCraft series, and it is a great series full of awesome bests of 7. Here we're going to have Bonyth, as you see on the left, the winningest player in the foreigner scene, going up against Mihu on the right. He is the winningest player in the Chinese scene. This should be amazing. This has been the finals of BSL before. Definitely these two give each other some great games. And yeah, best of 7, going to be a lot of fun. We're starting out on a different map. It's called Jungle's Story. It's a remake of Jungle Story, which was a very popular map back in about 2002? 2001, right in that era. I have many fond memories of playing on Jungle Story. In fact, well, maybe some non-fond memories as well. A quick mention. People ask me, because you know my life is so heavily based around StarCraft, do I dream about StarCraft a lot? And the answer is absolutely not. But I have one StarCraft dream I remember from many years ago, and it took place on Jungle Story, where I had way too many minerals, and I was having a very hard time trying to, spend. And I was making a bunch of starports in the middle of the map, which is actually an expansion here. I'll show you when we get there. But that's like the only StarCraft dream that I really remember having, and it was more of a nightmare. Anyways, yeah, this is kind of a wild map. It is remade. This is the natural expansion. They remade it with a ramp. This used to just be flat, and the expansion was like up here. It was like really weirdly shaped. To try to fix the map a little bit, they put this forward so that the rush distance is a little bit closer. You can see it over here. Bonyth looking like he's going to go for maybe a Gateway Nexus build. And then behind your main base, you can float a command center, or well, you can't actually. You have to get a dropship because they put a mineral patch there to stop the floating of command centers. But you can expand back here as soon as you get shuttle or dropship. So maybe going to be a little bit better for Protoss in that regard. Anyways, yeah, this is going to be fun, actually, revisiting this map. I do appreciate the map choices that we've had. Oh, this is interesting. Instead of being a mineral only, they put a 2,500 gas geyser there, so you can go for that third base on the low ground instead of behind. That's actually probably what Mihu will do. Like, you can do dropship openers, but generally shuttle openers are a lot better. But yeah, it's definitely playable in that way. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the history of Bonyth and Mihu, right? Because there was debate for a little bit, like who was actually the better player. As you know, both of them have done very well. Mihu more recently has been in a lot of the BSL tournaments, which is the Bombastic Star League. It's the biggest tournament for the non-Korean players. But the Chinese players have only more recently been invited, and since they have been, Mihu has been pretty much dominating. He's done a fantastic job. Like I think the only season he didn't win since he started playing, he actually got knocked out in the Chinese-only qualifiers. The China scene has some pretty deep talent, I guess. I actually ended up casting a lot of that you can find on the channel as well. In fact, I also casted Mihu's losses, so it is something you can go look at. But yeah, it feels to me like Bonyth might have a brain block against, like, not a brain block, but, you know, like, mentally, I think he has a hard time against Mihu, maybe because Mihu, he plays a bit different from all the other Terrans, and he has beaten Bonyth in, like, several high-tier matches. But honestly, when I look at their styles and I look at their skills, I feel like Bonyth should do reasonably well against Mihu. But sometimes he doesn't. We'll see what he does in this series. I don't want to oversell it or something. Now, there is a Vulture coming down. This was a very fast Nexus, so Mihu's just trying to kill any probes that he can. And he's not going to get many, unfortunately. He gets 1 probe. 2 probes. Okay. And that's about it, and he's going to be pushed back. His command center not quite done. I don't think that was like a fantastic move, but you know, if you get like 2 more probes than he got, which is not going to be unrealistic sometimes, then it's going to actually be quite a strong move that he just did. It's just this time it didn't pay out. Here's that center base I was talking about, by the way. Definitely reshaped from how it used to look on the older Jungle Story map. Now, Bonyth has gone into 2 gates, which is pretty standard with these quick Nexus builds, so you have enough units. Robo coming up as well. And Mihu, because it is a ramped expansion, is just going for a bunker, and that'll hold off ranged goons very, very well. There is a possibility that we see Bonyth just try to run up the ramp. Ooh, the mine is really good. Oh, that is a sick mine right there. Oh, my God. And pop him in, pop him in. And Bonyth has to back up, loses 2 units. So that was an excellent hold. Now, this is the moment we look at. It is 28 workers to 26. So Mihu's within 2, and in fact sneaks another vulture in. Oh my God. That is kind of crazy. Doesn't want to get surrounded here. Ooh, gets another probe. And suddenly he's up a worker. So fantastic run by there. Has 2 factories. Bonyth on the 2 gates, and the Robo should be throwing down probably an observatory next. His Dragoons coming out. Ooh, they are going to find this Vulture as it tries to run past. There is a shuttle on the way, so I guess we're actually going to have Reaver Tech first, which doesn't super surprise me. That's a very... it's something that Bonyth does very, very well. Oh! He's actually an observatory, so this is going to be to take his 3rd base on that high ground, but I bet you he'll go Reaver after that. I think that that's one of his best things. Obviously, Bonyth is known for both carriers and Reavers. He has excellent Reaver control and excellent carrier control and a lot of carrier builds. And those can be tough. Over here for Mihu, he has the double factory going, speed and siege on the way since he already has those mines. He's already mining from his double gas. We don't see the armory yet, which is kind of interesting. If you're going double gas, generally that lines up with armory really well. We'll see when he adds that. Looks like he does want to put some pressure on. You can see he's actually banking a lot of gas here. So maybe not like a perfectly optimized build, but that's okay. I'm sure he'll find somewhere to spend that gas relatively soon. He is going to rally only vultures from here to try to get that damage done. And Reaver Tech is what we're seeing. That 3rd Nexus is going up. This game is like, it's pretty damn action-packed so far. And this is going to be a really important moment. Notice how he has mines behind these Dragoons. Like, these are probably going to go splat. Oh, man. Just wrecking. I love it. The mines from Mihu doing such an excellent, excellent job here. Continues to move forward. There is an observer. 6 goons, so it's going to take 2 volleys to kill a tank. Gets a big volley off there. Only needs 3 more goon hits to kill that tank. The Marines doing a great job pushing everything back. They have pretty good DPS to keep those Dragoons back. Also, these goons are now on high ground, but Mihu hits his shots and erases them. Very nice stuff. Goes up, lays some more mines. This is looking real bad right now, man. Oh my God. Bonyth getting absolutely destroyed in this game right now. And Mihu is killing so many probes. Oh my God. If he had targeted that, he would have gotten 4 more. Now trying to come down the ramp a little bit. Back at home. Academy. Okay, Armory did finish. No upgrade yet. You see 900 gas on Mihu. So yeah, that second gas maybe was a little bit early, but that's okay. StarCraft's hard. And look, he's putting so much damage in. Now the Reaver, what can the Reaver actually make the difference here? Okay, it kills 1 tank. You know what? I guess it can. He's going to kill another tank too, right? What? Why is he... I'm surprised he's not really dropping it right there. The goons actually get on top. Drops the Reaver out. Gets a hit. Oh, he just needs 1 more hit on this tank. Look at that. 5 health. 2 probe hits would kill it at this point. And it looks like he will clear this. But this is a bad, bad, bad situation for Bonyth. You can see that he has a Stargate as well. Mihu now sees that completely. Oh my God. He's rotating the Vulture behind the mineral line, getting even more damage. Has to drop this over here. More Vultures coming in. This might be game. Dude, like, he's surrounded the gateways with mines. When these goons pop out, they are going to be in for a bad, bad time. Runs the Vulture away from that Scarab. Beautiful micro. Look at that. Lots of damage. Kills 1 goon. Takes the shields off of another. Killing more probes here as well. Bonyth is trying to remake probes at his Nexuses right now. And he's trying to stabilize. He's got this 1 red Reaver. He's got 1 goon with no shields. Well, I guess it's starting to regain a little bit. A lot of action. A lot of action in this game, number 1. So let's... Okay, the rush is over. The push is done. The pressure, whatever we want to call this. Looking at Mihu. He's going up to 5 factories. He has +1 on the way. I didn't notice if he got Goliath range. He might have, since he has some Goliaths out. Bonyth, he has his 3 Nexus. He has a Stargate up. That's not going to be useful right now because there are some, well, Stargate units are expensive. He doesn't have much on ground. I don't think you're going to buy a Scout right now, right? 5 Goliaths being made. Oh my god, Mihu massing Goliaths? As far as worker count goes, 40 against 50. Bonyth will kind of recover the economy, but obviously when you're sitting there recovering economy, you're not adding other buildings very much. You're not, you know, producing like non-stop units necessarily. It looks like in this case, maybe he is. He is getting a Corsair as well. The Corsair can be useful. Like if your opponent has a dropship, obviously you can chase it. But one of the big uses is you fly in the Corsair with the shuttle, and you can go over turrets because the turrets well, they target the Corsair, right? The Corsair has higher attack priority. So that's one way that you can just fly a shuttle over and not take any damage. The Corsair takes a lot of turret hits to kill as well. So unless you're retargeting your turrets manually upon the shuttle, you know, the shuttle is going to be completely fine. And you can't really, like, there's no multiple building selection, so you can't just grab all your turrets and right-click it. So it's really not even worth the hassle to try to do that. It's better to use your APM to split things, run things, send units in, etc. Now, he is continuing to make Corsairs. He's getting +1 attack. He's getting the Fleet Beacon. So there is this one thing that literally only Bonyth does that I'm going to tell you about because it does look like he's going for it. We're going to see him get Disruption Web. Okay, D-Web, or Disruption Web, is a spell for the Corsair that you almost never see, and it basically puts a little white thing down that it's smaller than a Darkstorm, but everything under it can't attack. Okay, so it literally just can't attack. Now this, like, Disruption Web, the last time I saw it in a pro-Korean game was about 4 years ago. I saw Shuttle do it. It is something that's been around for years and years and years. Like, I've played against it over the years, you know, enough times. But the way that Bonyth does it is very different. I've actually played against Bonyth doing this multiple times, and he has his completely own build. Now, hold on. Oh, my God, there's a Goliath drop coming up. We may not even be able to get to what I'm talking about, unfortunately. He's going to bring over his shuttle, and the Corsair is going after the dropship. He does have the double Reaver, so he's going to be able to blow that up. More coming in. Oh, my God. Look at this. Look at this. Suicide's in even more Goliaths. This is crazy, man. He will end up losing that. His Corsairs look like they're mostly just going to go down. So they actually did end up helping. If he could have non-stop brought up units, maybe he does a lot more damage there. Anyways, I do want to finish telling about Bonyth's strategy. So basically what Bonyth does, and the reason I know this, again, is because I've played him a few times when he's done it, and it's very hard to play against. He gets 3 Corsairs with Disruption Web, which he is getting right now, and he just Disruption Webs your tanks that are in siege mode, right? And then gets a really good engage. It's very, very weird. He's the only player I've ever seen do it. It's his own private strategy that he utilizes a lot. We'll see if he ends up getting it to work here. The Dragoons come out and actually reduce the Goliath count a bit. Now, one thing that is very interesting, remember all that gas that Mihu banked up? He's not making Vultures. I don't know that I've ever seen this. He literally has completely skipped Vultures. He's only making the Goliaths. Crazy, crazy stuff here. But anyways, the Goliath's going to push forward here with those tanks. You know, with that many tanks, the Goliaths can fight reasonably well. He has +1 for them as well. Carriers are on the way. Bonyth trying to buy a bit of time here. And, man, he does need that time. Like, just to get his interceptors up, it's going to take a while. Does he have the interceptor upgrade? He's only making 4 interceptors, so I think he actually might not have the +4 interceptors upgrade. To make 8 interceptors, you need to make an upgrade in the Fleet Beacon, but he may have forgotten because he was getting Disruption Web. Bad news right here. This is not looking good. There's the Disruption Web. So that's 3 tanks not firing. Like, that's pretty damn legit. Goes ahead, hits them with some Scarabs. I'm actually getting goosebumps all over my body right now watching the engage. It doesn't even make sense. Mihu's army was 1,000,000,000% better, and that one spell, Bonyth almost broke the whole thing. Now he's going to run forward with these goons, but these goons don't actually win this fight, unfortunately. I'm actually a little surprised he ran in. I guess he just wants to get rid of the siege tank count. And, well, I mean, I guess he's just barely not going to. Okay, never mind. I was like, is he actually going to get it? That's insane. But yeah. By the way, the energy is 125 for Disruption Web, so not even close to having another one right now. Picks off the rest of that siege tank. Goons are coming up. Goons fight really, really well against Goliaths. That's a big part of the reason why you don't see Goliaths all that often, but this is so many Goliaths. I don't think that that is going to come into play. And yeah, this is looking kind of bad for for poor Bonyth here. Another D-Web goes down. It blocks both the tanks. You can see very expertly placed there. But, I mean, the tanks just unsiege. They move forward. And that's going to be it. Mihu takes down Bonyth in game number 1.